Hey, hi everyone. So in this video, we will be sharing one Wipro Allied recent interview experience, as the interview experience is a little bit different from the all interview experience which we have previously shared. That's why this interview experience is very important to know, because actually this is a very recent interview experience, and if you are going to give your interview, then this experience will actually help you out in which fields actually you can prepare. Also, you will get an idea what is the level of the interview which been conducted for you guys. Okay, so first of all, my first tip is, if you are going to prepare for Wipro Elite interview, the first important tip is, when you are going to give an interview, the basic skill which you should have is a communication skills. Okay, communication skills. So first of all, if you want to improve your communication skills, I would just give you one advice. Okay, just take any 5 questions daily. Okay, 5 questions daily. These questions can be from any topic. Like suppose you are picking questions from object oriented programming, or you are picking the questions from SQL, or you are picking the questions from projects. So the topic can be anything, but what you need to do is, you need to actually pick 5 questions by yourself. You need to speak aloud the answers. Okay, so what you will do, let me give an example. So suppose you are sitting alone in your room. What you will do, suppose you are picking one question. Hey, what is what are the 4 pillars of oops? Okay, yeah, what is the 4 pillar of the oops? Or we can say, what is inheritance? Suppose you are picking a question, what is inheritance? Okay, so what will you do? This is your question. Now you will sit alone in your room. You will speak aloud the answer of the question. Okay, actually you need to do this for around 5 to 7 days. Then in the exact moment when you will be giving your interview, you will be very confident, because this trick actually I have already applied to myself, and it improved me a lot. So it will also help you guys. So I just just take this advice and implement it daily. Pick 5 questions, speak aloud the answer sitting alone in the room. Your communication skills will be very better. Okay, now talking about the questions which is exactly shared by the candidates, I will be sharing with you guys. But going ahead with it, first of all, I want to share you one thing. The response of this interview notes are very good. So if you want to purchase the interview notes to crack the Wipro Allied interview or any interview, you can enroll in the interview notes. Okay, you will be getting the oops notes, you will be getting the STL collection framework notes, you will be getting the HR questions, you will be getting the project based questions, CS fundamentals notes. Okay, you will be getting the SQL queries with answers, you will be getting the computer science fundamental notes, you will be getting a coding sheet for your interview. So this is a complete package which you can purchase. The price is very less, 149 rupees, and you can use this course for any of your interview. Okay, now going ahead with it, first of all, let me start with the questions. So the first question which have been asked to the candidate is the introduction. So this is the exact question which was shared with me from the candidate who recently given the interview of Wipro, right? Okay, so the first question is introduction. We all know introduction is very important when we are giving the interview. The first question will be the introduction, and as we say, the first impression is the last impression. That's why preparing a good introduction is very important. Make sure to include your best skills and best things in your introduction part, because introduction will be your first impression. You will be giving your first impression to the interviewer. He must be impressed by your introduction, right? So introduction was the first question. Second question the interviewer asked was, how are you? What is special about your living city? So these are the questions which a interviewer can ask you, just to judge your communication skills, also just to judge the presence of mind. Okay, because many of the candidates were not expecting the questions like these, but the interview may ask the questions like these questions. Okay, so this is also important to actually make the presence of your mind at that moment. Okay, because what is the special about your living city? So if suppose you are living in the city, you can give the answer that food, let's take an example, this food is special, or the place is special in my city. Okay, this kind of example you can give, and you can explain why the place or why the food is special. Now the next question is difference between C and C++. This is the question which has been asked to the candidate. Difference between C and C++, because it's a very normal, easy question. Then array versus linked list. This is the question. Array versus linked list. So you can tell the difference between these two data structures. Okay. Then the next question they asked is disadvantages of linked list. So these kind of questions actually you need to prepare the theory part. Okay. The theory part is very important because the interviewer may ask you some theory questions like this. Okay. So it is important to actually prepare your DSA theory. Okay. And the DSA is a thing which actually you can not learn in theory. Okay, you actually need to learn the whole DSA or some problems you need to actually solve. That way you can only prepare data structures and algorithms. Okay, then they asked explain your project. So this is the question which actually started the whole conversation for this interview. I will be explaining that. So few questions based on oops and DSA which they have asked. Okay, which they have asked, like arrays versus linked list, difference between C and C++, disadvantage of linked list, disadvantage of array. Now explain your project. So as he said, my project was related to health prediction. This is from my subscriber. My project was related to health prediction. They asked the details about it. Questions like explain your project, important functions in the project. Okay, data pre-processing details they have asked, accuracy of the project, accuracy of the prediction, and discussion about the prediction. Okay, so these things they have asked. Okay, so actually when you are preparing your project, make sure to go through your whole project. Take a look at the important parts. Take a look at the tech stack also. Okay, so suppose if you are using some tech stack, make sure to prepare the advantages and the disadvantages of the tech stack. Suppose if you are using Java in your project, so you can actually you can be asked that why you have used Java. Okay, what is the advantage of using Java in your project? What is the disadvantage of using Java in your project? Okay, so these kind of questions actually you need to prepare. So when you are going to the interview, make sure the tech stack is well prepared by yourself. Okay, so make sure to prepare the tech stack well. Also, important notes about the project, important functions about the project, data pre-processing details they have asked in this, because this is the project related to machine learning and data pre-processing is a important detail in machine learning, right? Then they have asked about the accuracy and discussion about the prediction. Then they have asked some questions on SQL, like SQL basic questions, like what is DBMS, SQL joins and keys. They have asked the definitions with some little examples. Okay, then they discussed about my skills and experience. So skills and experience, like general questions, like any additional certificate you have done, what are your skills, like any project you have done in apart from these technical project, any society in which you have participated, any event you have conducted, what is your experience with your college, something like that. Okay, then that's it. Thanks. So this was an interview of 25 minutes. Majorly these whole discussion was done alone in 10 minutes. Then the whole project part uh, was for around 10 minutes. Then the last discussion after the project was for around 5 minutes. Okay, so this was the whole breakdown of the 25 minutes. Okay, and make sure to prepare good for your interview, so that actually you can crack it, because interview is not much difficult. You need to prepare your basic CV, your basic things which you have mentioned. The if you also if you can also see this interview experience, all the things are mentioned in the CV. Okay, so the project he already mentioned in the CV, SQL he mentioned about the programming. So all the questions are around that these things only. Okay, so make sure to prepare a CV good. Thank you so much for watching this video.